All right. Well, while he's getting set up here, I'll tell you a little something about it. We decided to do it ourselves instead of Don because it's better if you hear it out of our mouths, the ones who built it. It's going to be affecting the kids next year, so we'll be telling you from our experiences. Oh, I'm blocking the view here. Hold on. Yeah. All right, well, I put together a little slideshow about the progress from start to finish. We'll tell you some experiences we have, some problems we've solved, a little bit of everything. Ooh, there it is. All right, guys. Well, we're just a few seniors from the class that worked on. Oh, okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're just a few seniors here on behalf of Phelps High School on the grant for the tiny house. We've had a great time working on it. I'm Johnny Sell, Kim Casey, Zach White, Brandon Norman. A few of the guys here worked very hard, put a lot of passion into this tiny house. We've had a great time. If you want to go to the next slide, we'll talk a little bit about it. All right, this is start to finish. Like I said, we started on the trailer. We encountered some problems. We immediately got to work on them. We got teamwork is the dream work. We learned a lot about individuality as we were working, but also how to work as a team. As you can see, Brandon there, we had a little system going on where he would he would place the glue and we would place the board. There's a lot of research that goes into this if you didn't know, because there's a lot of regulations for tiny houses. It's a little different from a normal house. You got to have standards that you go by. So Don gave us our guidelines, and he put us to work on it. We found what was best. We ran the idea bomb, and we all came up with a game plan. And we started work on it as fast as we could, did what we could. Skip ahead one. There we go. We started erecting the walls as fast as we could. We learned a lot about structural integrity. You got to have a good structure. If you don't have that, when you take it on the road, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Oh, sorry, I'm hogging this. Brandon, you want to?
feel like I should move.
Well, you can keep talking, guys.
Yeah, she's doing some
All right, there I am, raising up. That was one of the first walls we put up for the tiny house, and it seems like it was only yesterday, and it's really nice to be able to say that we're done with it finally. It's a big achievement. You walk outside and look at it, and it went from that to what stands outside right now, and it really is something to brag about, and it's a great thing for all the kids. I mean, these guys, they learned more than they'll ever learn anywhere else with this little tiny house. Just the foundation, the framing, everything.
I'm gonna walk over here. Right here you can see some of our students working on the roof. There's Johnny up there, and this is another one that isn't up here. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, here are two more pictures of us putting on the roof. Next slide. Okay, here are also more pictures. Some problems that we faced during this construction. This door back here was shorter than what we had expected, so we had to lower the house about 6 or so inches. So that was one of the problems. But we got it to work. Okay.
Something I forgot to mention. Sorry, we learned all about allocating funds. You got to have a budget, and you got to stand by that budget, because at the end, if you mess up and you miscalculate, you're gonna have a hard time correcting that. So we carefully calculated, ran it all by Don. We actually got a phrase going on called Don Page Approved, because he is our leader, and he guides us to where we need to go. There was not a single scrap of wood left. When the last shelf was in place, we knew that it was done. We finished it. And that sense of satisfaction was the best thing ever. And I'm excited for the kids next year to be able to do this. So we're all really passionate about building it. We did the best we could, hoping to get a good amount of money, bring back some to KVEC next for the next year's seniors. As you can see here, we started putting on the siding. We adamant about donations, anything we could get. If you want to skip ahead one more. Good? All right. We immediately, we learned a lot about just a lot about housing. We put on the tin roof as fast as, I keep saying as fast as we could. We placed the tin roof on. We learned a lot about safety. If you fall off this, you're going to have a bad time. We immediately trimmed all the windows, everything. We had to set the trail up. We had to do a lot. We learned all about electricity, electrical engineering, all the plumbing. We had to do all that ourselves. It was a great experience. I'm going to hand it off to one more kid here. Go ahead. Tell about the installation.
These guys came. They were nice enough to put in insulation and only made us pay for putting it in.
Yeah.
And it was awesome getting to watch things like that. Really to know what goes into a project like this, how things get done, and just teaches you everyday stuff that you wouldn't think you needed to know, but you need to. And is there any more slides?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, keep going. This is the inside of the tiny house. It was awesome getting to watch it go from just a bunch of boards to looking at it now, and it looks like a real tiny house. Watching people go inside, complimenting us on how good it looked, how well it was made, it's just gives you pride knowing that you done all that yourselves, just a bunch of kids in high school.
All right. When we were designing the interior here, we learned a lot about maximizing space. Because it's a growing industry nowadays, getting a lot of popularity between all age groups. There's young people wanting to set up on certain lots and campuses, and there's old people wanting to travel the world, live simpler. And we try to maximize as much as we could here with the shelvings. We came up with a big game plan, got the blueprints ready. There were a few problems we ran by, but they were quickly solved. It was all good. Not a big deal. If you want to skip one more. This was the bathroom. Proud of the bathroom. Got a nice full shower. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the compost toilet. We're trying to be as economy efficient or economical as possible. So toilet's one of the most expensive things in this home, if you believe it. It's almost $1,000. It's a compost toilet. I'll let you look that up when you get home. You want to skip one more slide? This is the loft area, something we're really proud of. Oh, also the heating and cooling. We got to watch these guys put that in and interact with it ourselves, and that's something that was that's a great experience. It's something that I had no clue about beforehand. And we made the loft area. We maximized space up there by taking a few inches off the bottom. So if you're tall, you might bump your head, but you'll be all right. You can crouch down. Go ahead. I got a few pictures of the kids working on this here. Everybody had a great time. I don't think I heard one person complain the whole time we were doing this because everybody was just so adamant about doing it. You got me here. We were fixing the shelvings ourselves. Dawn told us what we had to do. We got our measurements, ran it by him. Like I said, we have Zach McClellan here, great kid, putting the stairs in. Skip ahead. All right, here's just some group pictures we took before the whole thing was completed. This is the kids standing on the rough structure. We call it the rough carpentry before you do the finishing touches. And we have some kids out here putting on the siding. Let's go ahead. And here we go. This is our beautiful Phelps High School class working on the tiny house, having a great time. It was a great experience. Well, guys.
What do you think the future of tiny houses would be in Eastern Kentucky, and what are you guys going to do about it?
Well, the future, it's definitely going to grow. You can see it's growing now. There's a few, I think it's a medical school that's actually putting it down instead of apartments. They're having tiny houses there for rent. Oh, sorry, I gotta speed it up here. All right. No, you're fine. It's okay. And hopefully we're working, if we get enough money out of this house, we can do a nicer one next year, and it'll just keep getting nicer until we can reach a point where it's excellent. And, it might not even be in Eastern Kentucky where the house might go somewhere else. And we're hoping.
Did you make all the decorating decisions, like color schemes and all those things, or
Did
your
the-
carpentry class?
Yeah, are you asking if the students made the decision? Yeah, students was over everything. Don, like I said, he gave us a directory, and we followed it. We all made the decision ourselves. We're a group-based thing. There were individual decisions we had to make when working, but as a group, we made all the decorating decisions ourselves.
Is the loft the sleeping area?
Yeah, loft is a sleeping area. You could put easily a queen size mattress up there. It's pretty nice. You can give it a look when you head out there if you'd like. Anybody else? Any more questions? Interact.
Have you ever looked in where you might buy some of the frames and the trailer itself wholesale, make it a little bit more affordable?
We decided to support another local school. We went with Belfry, and they built the frame for us. So
Okay.
the money that gets distributed to another school, helping the area out. But yeah, you could go to wholesale and buy one for. You could probably get it cheaper, but it just seems like the nice thing to do for getting a grant.
Yeah. I'd much rather have one of those little houses than I would an RV.
Like an RV, yeah, it's more
I'd much rather.
it's more permanent, more stationary. You know. All right. Well, fellas, I'm gonna have to leave it for now. It was great meeting you guys.